Okay, let me share my screen. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a great honor for me to work in a community that I know a lot about in the past. So it's the community is Cité Soleil and is on the west side in Port-au-Prince. It's one of the biggest slum that Haiti has for the moment. And for this slide, this is a quick description about Cité Soleil. And for the left side, this is Cité Soleil. 10 years later, gangsters, poverty, and pollution ravage the population. But for now, the slum need change and have the vision to build a communal library because we realize holding guns to kill our brothers and sisters will change our situation. Then you can see the image of the man holding a gun that we in Cirque Soleil found that not good for the population. And therefore, we want to use education as the best weapon. We want to change the mindset of our community, our people in the community, and to change, to have really change occur in the community. And as you see, we have to use education as the best weapon to build the future for our kids first and to be a better resilient community. And those images say something about the situation, how Cité Soleil was 10 years later. And we hold guns, the poverty cat in the community, and we see a kid that striving maybe because the community was very difficult to live in. And we realize that change is come when people comes together. And that's why we have decided to implement a communal, a central cultural, a cultural center library, because we want to give some the community something that to change their mindset, to change their life, to change their future. I mean, this is the vision of Cité Soleil right now. To create something for the future, to create something for the kids, to create something for the youth in the community, to change their mindset, because we think that we need the change, we want the change, and we have to build the change. And some opportunities that we have after maybe building this communal library. I mean, this project will create lots of opportunity in the community for the youth first of all and for the rest of the community. And the way we see a change, change will occur when community members support one another, being positively and doing doable action. The change will occur when the percentage of youth can hold a book instead of a pen. Change will occur when the rate of unemployment decreases and the youth people will be able to find a job or part-time job for their needs. The rate of the pollution in the community ravage the population will be decreased, and we'll have an environment, a safety environment for the people. People in the community will be more secure to invest in their community. The children will be more leisure time, will have more leisure time to read a book, to change their mindset, to be someone and to have another vision of the community and for themselves to enjoy the benefit of the library, because this library will be created for them and they will have to use it to change the community, the whole population. The community will be stronger and empowered when they read, because holding a book instead of a gun, I mean, means a lot. And you can see that image, be the change. This is not a simple image. This is something, this is a piece of one Haitian dollar then we use it just to show how we need the change, how we want the change. And you can see this is a great message, not only for us, for the community, but for the world, and to say that we need change and we want it, and we are participating in that change. The description of the project. The Campus Bibliothèques de Soleil project is, in general, a social cultural library center containing several buildings. There's 2 buildings inside in the communal library that will have to serve the entire community and other neighborhoods as other community. The Campus Bibliothèques de Soleil KBSS project is on 2064 meters square of land, and this percentage was offered by the top down. That's proof that we have in touch with the top down. They are participating in the change that we want, that we need. As the local authorities and the Ministry of the Interior territorial collectivities. So the project staff will advocate nearby local authorities to authorize the construction of the project, and they have chosen the best position to implement the project. I mean, the project is right now implemented in a park that plays Fiat, and this is the name of the park that we are building a large communal library. And we have close to us a grand police station. That's mean the kids who will come to read, the people, the whole population will be more secure to come in the library, to do the research, and to have a moment for themselves, to make meditation for the future. And this is a great path that we have the support of the Police National of Cité Soleil. And the theory of change. In the table that we have the problems. So the problem address, it's limited educational center in the community because no space to have training people, most of them children. We don't have adequate water for the community and pollution refuge area of Cité Soleil either. And we plan to have some activities just to resolve or reduce that kind of issues in the community. And we want to organize mentorship or tutoring session between different groups in the neighborhood to empower the youth in the aims of for the community to become stronger and resilient. And we plan that short-term outcomes, that activity can reinforce people to become more consistent in themselves, and this will increase of the number of people trained, whether in water resources, pollution, or etc. And through the community will become more consistent by building this center. The long term, other groups can join existing groups in aims to improve water resources, to reduce pollution in the community. The population will be more educated once the kids, we start the future from the kids, and the rate of violence will be decreased too. Because of the police station, the population will be more secure. Because 10 years later, Cité Soleil will give another, 10 years after, Cité Soleil will give another image that we said before in the presentation. And the second problem we track in the community is the lack of civic engagement in the community. We have to organize training for local stakeholders according to civic education towards the community, and to reduce the percentage of children having access to the gangsters' army. And for short term, we have to increase the value of education as the only tool that answer the future of the children. Start by changing their behavior by reading or holding a book. Give a book to a child instead of a gun. And we have to improve for long term, we have to improve civic education and civic citizen engagement in the frame to to strengthen the community, to provoke other actors to join the movement. And we have the monitoring and evaluation plan. For the short-term goal, for the coming of this library, we promote education, community exchange, cultural knowledge, and reading in the community. And the purpose is to create a social cultural center to educate the community by emphasis on reading. And then the indicator that we track is to increase the number of readers and researchers in the community by promoting education. And the method that we have to collect the data is that a survey that will help us to have the information. And the second plan, we have social inclusion, because we want to build something, but we need our strength, we need our resources. Then without inclusiveness, which is one of the SAID scale great things that we need, we need collective energy to use the COMBIT's approach to encourage people to cooperate and grow sense of the community. And the indicator is the number of people involved in the community development. And we have to make focus group and to have all information. And for the long term, build the biggest social cultural library center in one of the biggest slums of states. So that means a lot. Then the purpose is to change that. We want to start by ourselves. We want to use our own resources, our human energy, and to implement such projects. Be the change you want to see in the world that when that's going to be said. And the indicator is the percentage of youth who needs a social cultural center in the community. And we use survey again to collect the data. And the biggest message that we have about this communal library is to reach $10,000 for KBSS. Let's use another approach, method of community development to resolve our issues together by using our resources to build peace in the community and launch a strong message that if we can get together at Cedar Soleil to build a social cultural center, then we have over 12 million people living in the community all around the world. Then why not bringing us together and to try to change the country? And the number of people as indicator who invest their resources in the community, and community participatory focus group will help us to have such information. And the perfect way to see the change is to use the next generation or to invest in the next generation, because they are the change. This is how we'll occur a change in the community. Once we achieve this goal, I mean, have the cultural center for the children, they will have a place to work with themselves. They will enjoy the moment that they are having together. And you see the other part, that's for the girls, and this for the boys. So they enjoy the place. They will be together. I mean, their mindset will be changing because they are doing something that can help them to change their mentality. Otherwise, to give or to take those children and give them guns, that will perish the community. And if we want to change something, and we have to start by the kids, we have to start by the children, because they are the change, they are the next generation, I say. And the last image that gives me drives to work on that is this key, because this key is built with books, and this key we have to give it to our kids. But give it to our kids, there are conditions, so they have to start by reading, as the image can translate. with a book, their mindset will be changing. They will have more information about civic education. When they will be when people, all right, so they will clearly have engagement in their community. They will support activities that do in their community, and finally, they will contribute in the environment. Yeah. And I think this is the marketplace, that this is where we want to go. And in such community that guns, murder, violence was the aim of the gangsters. But today, the same gangsters give another image about Cité Soleil. The same gangsters honored the person in Cité Soleil. And this is the totally difference, because we need change, and change won't be occurred if we don't have everyone's energy to involve in the project. So thank you for watching me, and I'm waiting for a question.
That was beautiful, Jean-Marc. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Your presentation is really is presented in very detailed.
Yeah.
I love the way you show, you give the evidence and use photos.
Yeah, thank you.
So I just little curious about the number in your long term in your project. I just wonder why each why can you move to that slide? Yeah. Why do you intend to reach 10,000 donors? Not only another number. I just a little curious about it.
First of all, to implement a search project is not easy, because the population, inspired violence. They was not confident. They didn't want to support one another.
Yeah.
This is the main aim that we could use to help the community to become more confident, to love one each other. And we are right now about 7,000 donors.
Mm-hmm.
So the goal is to reach 10,000 or more than 10,000, but not only in the community, but all over the world. But we know we will overcome that quantity, because once you want to transform a violent community in a peaceful community, then everyone will be happy to help.
And I don't doubt that you're gonna get to that 10,000. What I was wondering about though is the method of collecting data for this, because it doesn't seem like community focus groups I think that's a very valuable way to figure out, why people are donating and how maybe we can get more people to donate. But don't you have some other way of keeping track of the 7,000?
I think the community participatory, it's not like the community only. It's like it's more large to reach the more than 10,000. It's national and international. That's why I say community only. Communities of Haiti.
Mm.
And I understand that the focus group will be for the people in the community that will try to evolve about how to reach this kind of quantity of donors.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And other question?
Yeah, Rosie, go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering, can you scroll up to the previous slide? Great. What was your question, Rosa?
Yeah, I just want to learn about the method of collecting data in long-term goals.
Oh.
Yeah. You mentioned you conduct the survey. So who will be your participants in your survey?
The youth.
The youth. Yeah. So what is the age?
I'm sorry.
The age.
Oh, okay. It's between 15 till 30.
15 to 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
No, because they have, I mean, at this age, they are in a way to reflect on what they want. They can figure out what they really exactly want for the community and for themselves.
Yeah. Thank you.
Welcome. Yeah, Rosie.
I don't have too many more questions, but I just want to say that I loved that bracelet of the Be the Change on the Haitian dollar. Oh, that would be so, those are great.
Yeah.
So did you make the how?
Yes.
I just found the image this is the production of one of the community members. This is expressing a lot of things. I mean, an image worth 10,000 words. Yeah, and that's why. And maybe you cannot express exactly what you want, but by doing something like that, you will understand exactly deeper what he wants. And thank you for the appreciation.
Yes. So do you have a draft of the survey? Or
not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Because I was wondering, I thought it was a very good idea to use the survey to measure how many readers and researchers, and I was just curious how you would define that.
Yeah.
Like someone who is it who it can read or how much they read?
And yeah, and I think I will work on that because it's
Or what they read maybe.
Or what they read, right?
Yeah, that's cool. And I'll take note about that comment and I will work on that. And actually, you cannot limit yourself by reading. For me, I read all kind of books because I need to be good. I want to change my mindset. I want to say something when someone just pop up a subject. So I will check on it. I will work on that just to give the great information about the percentage. Thank you for such question. Interesting.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, anything else that you want to share, or Rosa, you want to ask before we close the group?
No. I am just a little curious about how long did you spend to prepare this presentation?
Well, for me, I spent a couple hours last Sunday, and then I submitted it as the most recent draft for homework.
Wow. So just in one day?
Yeah.
Yeah, in one day it's easy. Well, it's not easy. Okay, it will be easy when you find the information at your disposal, but it's
Yeah.
not easy when you
Sure.
don't get it then in the right time. So I think I make the plan in 2 days, the grid line, and in Saturday I have the grid line, and Sunday and I develop them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was able to do the PowerPoints is what I was talking about. I spent several hours, probably close to a day total, all said and done, coming up with everything and collecting the data, which was hard because for me it was I didn't do a survey or something. Most of the information we had in our records, but it was scattered all over the place because no one was bothering to collect it. So I had to like be searching through a year's worth of emails in my community and stuff like that.
Yeah, the PowerPoint should be more, I mean, it would take more times because you have to shape it, you have to get, to be the best engineer to do that plan. And yeah, and you can see I'm in a color and you see another color, you can say, yeah, but
Hello?
one week will be good to have a product, final product.
Yeah, but I always find the starting point is the most difficult part in the presentation. I spend a lot of time to set up my starting points. It's always a trouble for me.
The starting points?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that the general idea, how can I start with my, I present, I start my main points at the beginning. How can I set up the points in the in the correct, in a logical way?
Yeah.
That.
It is challenging, but I mean, I would suggest that use the points that Professor Dan said we have to use in the presentation, and then it kind of sets it up for you, you know?
You
the
know,
order.
I am a little greedy, so I have a lot of information I want to share. So I just want to include all of them into my presentation. That's why I feel I find it a mess.
I know, it's hard.
Just focus on the most relevant.
Yeah.